Hey folks, Monday the 13th of February 2023, and we are back in the playground today for a look at these markets. So, pretty dead quiet day on the data slate. But the markets have been kind of moving just a wee bit this morning, just some pretty simple auctioning. So, here on the DAX, just wanted to make you aware of kind of over here on the 30 minute, you can see we're just kind of balanced up actually from the p-val up here, holding VWAP keeps going up. But really, what is the level down here? Well, we got really 15,317s, and looking over at the daily, or sorry, the weekly bars, you can see that this low here from the week of the 21st of June 21, actually quite a nice little line in the sand to be long this market. And I think, look, low top on the week last week, kind of interesting. We were short equities down into the close on the week. It was pretty nice. But I think as we rally from this 15,317s, as you can see here on DAX, I think you're really got to pay attention to as we push higher here now into the close of 2 weeks ago here on this, what is it, 15,509s. Then you're really going to see a test to see, well, can we move back up through this excess that we saw 2 weeks ago? Or are we just going to put a test in on the 15,509s and then belly flop back down and start going south for summer, essentially, on these markets? So big level to watch out for this week is the 15,509s. I like a retest on the DAX 317s. And then rally to test on that 509s. Anyway, that's the DAX, but we're here for the pre-US, Tim. We don't care about the DAX. All right, we'll steady on. Keep your trousers on. Here's the Nasdaq. All right, so what we've seen here has been this breakout on the mega downtrend. All right, and we've seen this cross SPOOs, seen this cross Dow. The breakout. We were really looking for a retest down there on that 12,236s and maybe a little lower to test on the 200 EMA, which we've been talking about ever since we broke out here. But buyers generally coming in on Friday, just flirting with that 12,236s level, didn't actually trade. I don't like the look of getting long here. I would much prefer we breach this 12,236s, hit the 20 EMA, find supports, and then we go back up to retest the 12,650s on the Nasdaq. We'll just switch this to a weekly chart. Of course, the 200 EMA will then change to a 200 weekly EMA. But yeah, what can we see here? Well, you can see this pretty simple. This rally in the Nasdaq here. Rally. Last week pulled back to around that 12,236s, and then we're looking for bids, the bids are getting on with it today. So look, for safety, watch out for a pullback on VWAP. You might get a quick lick of 100, 200 ticks on this thing out of that. See if you can run it up to new highs on the day. And if so, I think we're definitely then headed for the 12,650s through the week. However, if we break down on VWAP here, I'd really just let this thing drop and look out for buyers below in and around like the 12,160s or 12,236s to then kind of come back inside the range here. But there is a lot of dissonance in equities at the moment. The ratio of puts being bought stronger than calls being bought has actually subsided. So kind of the options market is trying to step back a bit here. The insurance market, basically portfolio insurance market, which is another way to look at the VIX, they're kind of stepping back a bit here, not going so crazy with buying put protection. So, I think the market is in a way softening up to further rallying here. We're seeing data coming out of the Eurozone this morning at 4 p.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Eastern time. EU raising the growth forecast to 0.9%, above prior 0.3%. And the Eurozone inflation forecast lowering to 5.6 from 6.1, so boom, sell the bonds, get into equities. I think we're going to rally over the course of this week. All right. So I'm mildly bullish these things, but as always, if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to buy it as cheap as possible. All right. On to the S&P here.
Mine OPEC Secretary General Al Ghai is currently speaking at a conference in Cairo.
Okay, so we just got to keep an ear out for OPEC Secretary General here. Anyway, yeah. So let's have a look at the S&P. More of the same sort of stuff. We were looking for to be a buyer down close around to the top of this range, 40.55s last week, and boom, sure enough, we got that bit of a doji there last on Friday. And so let's see if we can't rally back up to kind of test on this trend here, and invariably bust out. This trend down is pretty much bull flaggish right now. The pattern is definitely bull flaggish. If I just kind of do that and then do a little bit of that, you're kind of seeing the bull flag coming up. So yeah, I like the longs here, holding for further upside. Get into that swing. Don't be risking this below 40.55s, really. But I like the longs here to continue. And Jason Shapiro, I think, agreeing with me on that one. He is, though, weapon of choice preferred long NASDAQ. And short Dow, actually. And so, yeah, I could probably, that's a nice pairs trade if you like as well. So, and on the Dow, just a little quick look on the Dow pattern here. Look, I think the Dow is going to continue to hold and break out. However, I think that the NASDAQ is going to continue to break out faster than the Dow. Of course, tech being really sold down over the last 6 months to 18 months, if you like. It's just these high quality, high grade companies, because of their cap size, for them to put on huge percentile gains, it takes a lot of momentum and a lot of buying, because these are big cap companies, whereas you have small, medium, and large cap all in the NASDAQ. So it's a little more accessible of a trade for the general market participants. So that's why the Dow really will kind of, move higher, I think, but at a more sluggish tone, or a more sluggish speed. But look, 34,367s will be really the target for a continued breakout here. And it fits in with my mantra that, we exit flags the way we enter them. And so we entered this flag from the downside moving up. And so I think we will exit from the downside moving up here as well. A little bit of a measured move to be had there, but we won't concern ourselves with that for now. So where would I be buyer on the Dow? I think if we had a bit of a fake out to the downside onto 33,018s area, this is proven as a huge, really, really strong line in the sand for us, pretty much for the last 3 years here. 2 years on this market since we've been up in here. So, I like it. 32,911s to 33,018s. Call your mom, tell her to take down those levels, and then ring her broker. All right, oil, WTI, right? Look, we're going sideways here. Going sideways. Really, I think we do need another test on 81.56s. We've had that lovely, lovely clean 72.25 support down below there. Last week, I think it was last Monday. And so, we're what are we up here? Actually, we got a chart calculator on here. From Monday's low to where we trade right now, we're up $6.81, 9.43% in 7 days. So, you don't want to stand in front of this thing, and I don't think we've reached an area to short this thing. I'm a buyer on pullbacks. Where would I like to buy a pullback? Well, I think we're going to have a look at that in the team call at 1:45, where we get very detailed and we look at some very detailed information on the charts. But potentially, let me just have a look at the sub range here. The 78.41s area does look suitable. And actually 76.10s, retest back here. So we were looking at that last week, didn't actually get it. So we're going to maintain that area. 75, 72 is a good level to be buyer as well on oil, WTI, on the H23 futures contract. All right, we're short buns at the moment. Well, I am. And, I think if equities could decouple today, as in equities, I think, could take a little push to the upside after a pullback, of course, and bonds could actually deteriorate quite a bit here. Anyway, that's it for me. Oh yeah, and on the euro, I just really like what I'm seeing here from the boost. from the euro. I really like what I'm seeing here. So do watch out for this sort of high here of the day on the 5th of December. Last year, it's 1.06745s. I like that long. It's been the low of day. I like that long to at least get up onto spot 0.8070s here. And that is kind of coupled in with weakness coming through on the Dixie. Very hard, though, to be seller on the Dixie at the moment here. You're seeing that coming in the weekly bars here on the Dixie. Let's switch to daily bars. Very hard to be seller. It does kind of look like we've put in excess on the low there, two trading sessions Thursday, and to then just come bid back up over the 103s, call it, on the blue line. It does kind of look like that, and it's going to be very hard to kind of take a short against the dollar, given that we have UFOs flying all over the sky, and in China, in America, Slough. Edinburgh, Dublin, they're all over the place at the moment. All a big distraction, I think, from the Hirsch article coming out as an expose to the US organized destruction of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. So yeah, I'm not rolling out the welcome mat for the aliens just yet. But look, I wouldn't rule anything out, guys. All right, but with that in the air, the dollar is going to be a little bit punchy, all right? So just do be careful out there. Where would I be buyer on the euro? I think if we had a flush out back again below low of days and then comes back up, find support at the 067s, you could be into a rally there. Anyway, all right, that is it for me for another PUS session. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.